Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So, of course, this is Geek Squeaks. We haven't done any Geek Squeaks in quite a while. I'm going to try to mix and mingle the different things that I recorded to try to talk to you guys about. I actually talked about quite a bit in the last session I recorded, but a lot of it I didn't get a chance to get on the channel before it became irrelevant. So some of the stuff that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is pretty fresh, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, of course, with 2020 being a mess, there hasn't been a ton for me to cover, aside from probably a lot of sad stuff, but I'm going to try to give you guys some good news, and then there may be a little bit of bad news mixed in there, and then sandwiched with some more good news. And just a nice reminder, guys, please, please, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe, get some rest, drink some water. This is your YouTube mom letting you know this, so please take care of yourselves. And also, feel free to check in on those you love, your partners, your friends, your family members you aren't able to see, your pets. Just kind of check in on those that you may not hear from as often, or people that you know typically struggle day to day with mental health, or even people that you know overwork themselves, or people that you know that are essential workers or that just had to go back to work. So yeah, feel free to check on them. And again, just don't forget yourself in the process. That's something I've personally been balancing, checking in with my friends and loved ones and partner and all that stuff, and just trying to make sure that I take care of myself in the process. First, I definitely want to jump into some things in regard to movies. You guys remember my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020 that I did with my friend Mimi back in February, I believe. January? I don't remember, but it'll be up there on the screen there. But regardless, we were super excited about all these movies and the potential and what they could probably bring to audiences in 2020. And obviously, a lot of those films came out or were scheduled to come out post-March, where things started to get a lot more dicey within the United States with coronavirus and cases. And so obviously, a lot of those movies have been postponed, pushed back. Some have even taken a chance by putting it online. Mulan actually didn't make the list of 2020 movies that we were really, really, really looking forward to, but we were still looking forward to it, if that makes sense. And Mulan was originally set to release in March 2020. Then with everything going on with the virus, they pushed it to October 2020. But with how fast the pandemic is just kind of shaping up to not be so great within the United States, of course, they decided it's probably best to put get Disney Plus involved with Mulan. So Mulan is headed to Disney Plus on September 4th, but with premiere access, which I kept hearing that on TV with the advertisements, or even YouTube with the ads and things like that. And I'm believing that premiere access is an additional fee, which is the $30 we all heard about. So it will be free December 4th to watch it on Disney Plus if you already have access, which I had that all backwards originally. I thought they were saying up front, if you had Disney Plus, then you didn't have to pay as much, but I guess this is where we are. Personally, I understand why they're trying to charge that much, because not many people are going to be able to go see this movie in theaters. There are a lot of theaters across the world that are still closed. Some of them are slowly starting to open up, but everyone's being very safe, so you don't have huge showings happening all at once. Each place has a capacity. They know they're not going to be able to bring all that revenue in regard to people physically going to go see the movie. So they're trying to cover everything on the back end by upcharging how much the movie's going to cost. And honestly, I am disappointed, just because this is something that I wanted to be able to experience immediately. But it's rough, because though $30 isn't a lot, I can't really justify paying for that right now. Even when I was talking to Steven about it, he was saying, if it was $20, then, you can get around that, even $25. Because, when you go on dates or when you go to see movies with friends, more than likely it's going to end up being like $20. You each pay for your tickets. Maybe they're $10, some snacks, whatever the case, $20 to $25, I guess. But kind of the 30 plus range gets a little iffy, but that's just me personally. I'm not going to the movies. I haven't seen Tenet. I haven't seen New Mutants. I am still trying to figure out how Wonder Woman is going to work. I'm thinking about drive-in options, possibly with just myself, or possibly with Steven or a friend. Just trying to keep things very, very safe. So still trying to figure all that stuff out. Yeah, I'm just disappointed about the Mulan thing. I was really looking forward to seeing it sooner rather than later. But it looks like I personally won't be seeing this until December, and I've just come to accept that for now. So, in other movie news, I definitely want to talk about this because I like Olivia Wilde, and you guys may know her as an actress, but she also directed the movie Booksmart. And this amazing lady is set to direct a new movie set in the Marvel Universe, and this was reported by Deadline. And of course, this is going to be developed for Sony Pictures, and it's supposed to focus on one of Marvel's female superheroes. And Sony, they really haven't confirmed like what the movie's subject is, who the character is, but a lot of people, including Deadline, they're speculating that it's going to be Spider-Woman. You got on top of it Olivia Wilde retweeting Deadline's article where they use a spider emoji. And so that just kind of confirms who or what the movie may be about. And as we know, Spider-Woman's origin story has been through a lot of retcons, rewrites, from Hydra experimentations, like alien DNA type things, but never a radioactive spider. And just another thing you guys will know about Spider-Woman, her name is Jessica Drew. She was more of like a secret agent or a private investigator, compared to Peter Parker. But of course, she does still have those similar powers, like the Spidey powers and heightened flexibility, super strength, wall climbing. Definitely with that super strength, because I remember playing a few video games in the past and using Spider-Woman, and I was so in awe by her strength. Like I said, this is just going to fall under those Sony developed Marvel movies within the Spider-Verse is what they're calling it, because already we have Morbius coming, we have Venom 2 coming, we have a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, which I still need to see. I am a imposter. I still haven't seen it yet. Literally everyone has seen it in my life. I still need to take some time to make sure I watch that. And we also have Silk that's going to be coming at us, Black Cat, and many more that are going to be coming in the next few years within this Sony developed Marvel movie type deal. And speaking of Silk, just seeing her name in that lineup of movies that are going to be coming. Silk is a Korean American high school student. Her real name is Cindy Moon, and she gets bit by a radioactive spider just like Peter Parker did. She goes to school with Peter Parker. It becomes a whole thing. Silk has been in the works. And Amy Pascal, if you remember back in 2018, there were a lot of articles about Amy Pascal producing Silk. And we got a good look at Cindy Moon, who is Silk within the Marvel Universe, who made a few appearances as herself, Cindy Moon, within the recent Spider-Man movies. I would be super into seeing Silk go ahead and get pushed to the front, because it'd be nice to see something like that. Another thing I want to make sure that I take time to talk about, I was on a Zoom call for one of my closest friends' birthday, and we find out while we're all chatting on Zoom and just kind of having a good time that Chadwick Boseman passed away. Chadwick Boseman, who played several iconic Black characters, Jackie Robinson, James Brown, T'Challa, King T'Challa from Black Panther, even, I can't remember his character's name in the movie 21 Bridges, and there's just a ton under Chadwick Boseman's belt, and this one was hard. I'm not one to get super emotional about celebrities, but this one, like, it felt very unreal, and it was painful. I don't even know him. And it was just one of those things where your heart, like, even if you don't find yourself being an empathetic person, this just pulled everything out of you. You know what I mean? Because this man died at 43 years old while fighting colon cancer for years. So while he filmed all those movies that we know and love, he was getting chemotherapy. He was trying to take care of himself, but he was also trying to make people smile and just really be that person in regard to someone to look up to with his family, people he know personally, or even individuals within the Black community. It really is heartbreaking. And so to know that Chadwick Boseman was going through something like that, and his family, we can't forget to leave them out and be insensitive about that. Like, his family knew the whole time, obviously, that, he was going through this, and yet he was still out here doing press junkets and traveling and touring and going to award shows, and, days he was tired, just still showing up. And, it's admirable. I respect that. And, I keep talking about the Black community because it's crazy to see, like, Black Panther toys and just a lot of people talk about it. Black Panther was one of the first dates that I went on with Steven. And it was one of the best days ever because my friends were there and we all had a really good time, really getting to experience this type of film together. It was iconic. It was everything we needed at the time. And there's just a lot of good memories surrounding the film. And then, I have like my nephews and my nieces who have Black Panther action figures and, being like, saying things like, oh, I want to be that person, or can I be on TV too? And I just feel like there's a lot there. And, like I said, outside of that role, from what people said that knew him personally, he seemed like a good person. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. My prayers and thoughts go out to his family. And this is going to be a tough one for people to recover from. And for those of you out there who are being very judgmental about how people are affected by this, if you feel like it's weird, then this isn't for you. Because you can't tell people how to grieve or what should and shouldn't affect them. So if you have a problem with people that are like crying or people that are deeply hurt by this loss, then like I said, it's not for you to understand. It's not for you to comment on. Just do your thing and let the people that were impacted by this person in their career and the legacy that they left do their thing. Continuing on with that movie news, we have some devastating news. Actor Robert Pattinson has tested positive for COVID. And as we know, he is going to be playing Bruce Wayne Batman in the Batman film. I am hoping that everything works out for him in regards to his health. And in regard to the movie, a lot of people are being like, well, don't worry about him and don't, just worry about the movie. And it's kind of like, this man is still a person outside of being an actor. So it's natural for people, in my opinion, to just be concerned. But, hoping everything is going to be okay. And because of that, obviously, it's not safe for him to work right now. And I know everybody was really excited about him jumping back into things in the UK and filming again. So with that, the film's release date has been pushed to October 2021. I'll have that exact date up here on the screen. And it's just the safest thing right now. Warner Brothers and the studios, everybody involved, they're trying to keep everybody safe, make sure Robert Pattinson has time to rest and try to recover with whatever kind of experience he's having with COVID. So that's kind of a quick update with Batman. I know we were all going crazy and raving about the trailer this past week, so definitely a twist of fate. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about in regard to movies is Scream 5. Yeah, no, that wasn't a mistake. Scream 5. Scream is a very iconic horror slasher series that started in the 90s, and it was awesome. It really helped set that horror comedy standard, but not even horror comedy, horror satire, because Scream definitely did take on those tropes that we see in horror movies from the past and that we see today that horror movies try to replicate. But it wasn't an over-the-top, goofy type of movie. So, I don't know. It did everything right. Scream is one of my favorite horror movies. They went through 4 different films. I will say up top, Scream 4 is the absolute worst movie out of all of the entire series to me personally. But with that, somebody decided we should have a Scream 5. And I'm not going to act like I'm not going to see it. In the synopsis, the small one that we do have for Scream 5, which they are saying that it's expected to come out in 2021, we'll have to see exactly what happens. A new installment of Scream horror franchise will follow a woman returning to her hometown to try to find out who has been committing a series of vicious crimes. And at first, people weren't sure exactly who we have back, but we have our trio. We have David Arquette, we have Courtney Cox, and of course, we have Neve Campbell. And I don't think the movie would be the same at all without at least Neve Campbell, but also the other two. I just don't think it would be the same. Now, I am interested to see exactly how they are going to kind of get us back into this, like who's going to be Ghostface and what's going to be happening with all of that. I mean, I want to see something new and creative because we kind of were beat over the head with the TV show. I'm not going to lie. I did really enjoy the first season of the show. The second season of Scream fell flat for me. And then I didn't watch whatever kind of like reboot, bringing back stuff that they did on MTV or that they moved to Netflix. I've lost track. But yeah, I want them to do something new and creative, and we'll see exactly how they'll implement some of the stuff we have now within 2020 versus some of the stuff we had when the last film came out or even before that. I like seeing the killer being forced to get creative with today's age and time. The directors we have for this film, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. And our writers, we have Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt. And of course, we always have to give credit to Kevin Williamson for these iconic characters. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for this Geek Squeaks. Go ahead and leave me a like rating down below if you like this. I am trying to figure out if I'm going to start having guests and people on with Geek Squeaks, because I think it would be fun and just make it a little bit more interesting. I don't know, podcast style. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm just trying to experiment with this a little bit more. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.